Guys, it's in the money. So in my last video, a bunch of you guys said some version of, okay, I get your thesis, or maybe you don't, but I still have no idea how Autopilot actually works, which is totally fair because I did not explain how the app actually functions. So in this video, I'm going to walk you step by step through how to set up Autopilot so you can trade automatically alongside me. So whenever I make a move in the markets, the same trade happens in your connected brokerage account and mine at the same time. No manual copying orders, no spreadsheets, no wait, what did he just buy? You just set it up once and then my portfolio becomes your portfolio's slightly unhinged older cousin. I got a screen recording going the whole time, so it'll allow you to follow along literally click by click, or rather tap by tap. So step one, getting into Autopilot. This is important to me, maybe not so important to you, but first you've got two options. Either way is fine. Option one is what I recommend. Click the Autopilot link under any of my YouTube videos. That link is tied to my account and helps support the channel. In other words, I get a bigger cut. If that's too much of a pain in the butt, I get it. You can go to the App Store and just straight up download Autopilot, the stock investing app, directly from the App Store. Either way, you'll end up on the sign up flow. You're going to create an account, enter your phone number, type in the verification code they text you, and that's it so far. This is a heavy lifting. Eventually, it's completely hands off. Pretty standard stuff. No DNA sample required yet. Next, you'll see a screen asking if you make $100,000 or more a year. This is for legal/regulatory reasons. Autopilot has to ask it. Answer it honestly. I'm obligated to say that on camera. Let's just say officially and truthfully check the box from the bottom of your heart, look at your bank account and triple check that you make $100,000 or more a year, and then check that box as honestly as you can, okay? I'm not saying that with any sort of nuance or sarcasm or anything. I mean it. God is watching. After that, you'll be asked to choose your risk tolerance, conservative, moderate, or aggressive/high. This helps Autopilot suggest portfolios that fit your comfort level. Now, since I'm going to guide you to my portfolio anyway, it doesn't really matter. But me personally, I like to select high so I can see all the portfolios and filter later. For you, answer this question based on how much volatility you can actually sleep through. Be honest with yourself here. This is the one place you don't want to role play as a hedge fund. Although, again, I am going to lead you straight to my portfolio, but you can always explore other people's portfolios. There's a lot on there. Once that's done, Autopilot may already show you my actively managed portfolio on the next screen. You'll see that I tapped this. You may not tap this or you may not see this, and you'll end up on the page where you see a bunch of different portfolios. You can search up me by typing in the money Adam in the search bar, or actively managed. That'll be my main portfolio. Ignore any of my other portfolios that you see on there. Actively managed is the one that I focus on the most and spend my most time thinking about and considering. The rest are basically fluff and will eventually hopefully go. If you do see in the money Adam actively managed pop up, tap that. If you don't see it immediately, you can always search for it later, like I said, using the icon. I think it's in the top right. It's a normal search thing. In the top right, and you can search in the money or you can search actively managed. But in this flow, we're going to assume that it shows up and that you tap it. Once you select my portfolio, Autopilot will ask you to enable notifications. You absolutely want these to be turned on. You'll get pinged whenever new trades get through. You'll see my notes and rationale on those trades as well. If your brokerage requires approvals, like Robinhood currently does, this is how you'll know there's something to approve. And we'll talk much more about that later. So hit allow. You want to be in the loop. Now, the important part, connecting your brokerage account. This is the part people get all nervous about. So let me be really clear. Nothing ever leaves your account. And I'm serious. Not a single stock, not a single penny. Autopilot just gets permission to place trades inside your brokerage account on your behalf. On the screen, you'll see a list of supported brokerages. If your broker is not there, it simply is not supported yet. I'm using Robinhood, so you'll see in the recording that I tap Robinhood. Autopilot uses bank level encryption and security. This isn't some like three guys reading your password in plain text kind of thing. It's the same level of security you get when you connect your bank accounts to something like Venmo or Coinbase. You'll then be redirected to your brokerage's login page. Log in like you normally would. Use your username, your password, perhaps your two-factor authentication if you have it, and then you hit continue. Almost every brokerage will send you some kind of login approval. It'll be a push notification, a text, an email, a prompt inside their app. So tap the notification from your brokerage or open the brokerage app manually, approve the login, come back to AutoPilot, and confirm that you've approved it. Once that's done, AutoPilot and your brokerage are now securely linked. In my case, you'll see that I created a specific Robinhood account called AutoPilot with about $1,000 in it for this demo. Later, I actually decided to move all of my individual investments into that account. So whenever I place trades through AutoPilot, it also happens to my real money. I don't like the idea of moving other people's money around when it's not affecting me in any meaningful way. So what I do to myself happens to you. So whatever I actually genuinely think would benefit me benefits you. So yes, I'm literally in there with you. No joke. I'm linked to myself. I'm actually paying myself to be linked to myself. If this thing crashes, if this thing booms, I'm not watching from the shore. We are in the same boat. Like it's hella crowded. Trust me, you'll see later. After the connection is finalized, AutoPilot is going to pull your profile details. It's going to show you some information to confirm, ask you a few basic questions for compliance, answer everything honestly, and hit confirm. Then you'll see a list of all accounts you have with that brokerage. Now, for Robinhood, if you have multiple individual brokerage accounts, you won't see their nicknames here. You might see Roth or traditional Roth, but for individual accounts, they're all going to say individual. Just the balances and buying power will be shown. So you'll pick the correct one based on the amount of buying power you see, which is what I do here. I click the account with $1,000 in it. So select which account you actually want to link. In my case, I select the account I labeled AutoPilot on Robinhood's side, but I knew there was $1,000 in it, so I select the one with $1,000 in it. So basically, check your portfolio, see, especially with Robinhood now that you can have multiple accounts, see what your buying power is, come back, find the one with the same amount of buying power, and select that one. Now you get to choose how much you allocate. You'll see an input where you decide how much of your buying power you want to actually connect to my portfolio. A few important points here. If you still want some cash set aside to trade options or something, don't connect 100% of your money, because that will, as soon as you sell a stock and go to buy an option, AutoPilot is going to automatically buy the stock back because it wants to link you 100% to my own trades. If you have current positions open, it's not going to affect that because we're going based on buying power. But if you ever want to use like $3,000 for options or $5 for options, God help you, then you want to do $5 less or $3,000 less. This can always be changed down the road, and we'll talk about that. If you want to mirror my stock position step by step every time I make a trade, you can connect all your available buying power. If you already have open options positions, AutoPilot won't touch them. It only manages the portion that you allocate here, like I said. So choose the amount of buying power you want to dedicate. Hit review. And before anything is executed, you will have the chance to review all my current holdings and allocations so that you're comfortable with what you're submitting your buying power into. Reading and lurking is totally free. This process of submitting the first trades is totally free. You only pay when you actually subscribe to get automated trading, to actually have my trades be reflected automatically in your brokerage account. Once you're comfortable, hit confirm and send. You'll see this in the interface. At this point, AutoPilot will start building your portfolio to match mine. Same tickers, same percentage allocations, using the amount of capital you chose. You'll see pretty much immediately that trade alerts start firing off inside your brokerage shortly after. Like in this recording, you'll see notifications popping up from Robinhood that trades are being placed in my brokerage account, which is pretty cool. It's immediate. Now, here's the key piece. You can view my portfolio and see holdings without paying what my current holdings are, and they lag so that you can't just like come and check and like just try to copy me. But if you want AutoPilot to automatically place new trades when I make a trade, keep your allocations synced with mine over time, you need to subscribe to my portfolio. For my actively managed portfolio, I currently have 2 tiers. Quarterly, $50 every 3 months. Comes out to less than a Chipotle burrito a month. No guac though, sorry. The other option is yearly, which I recommend. It's 25% off, and it's really not that big of an expense because I'm trying to make you money here. If you look at the history of my AutoPilot portfolio, it's up like 50 something percent this year. So the goal is I make money, you make money. All right. It's not guaranteed, but that's the goal. So I highly recommend that you choose the discounted plan because number one, you won't get a surprise ding 3 months down the road. And number two, it's going to save you 25%. Best value if you plan to stick around for more than just a few months. You'll see these options once you're on my portfolio page, and I highly recommend you subscribe to my actively managed portfolio because that's where I put my actual focus and effort. As I'm choosing my subscriptions in the recording, you'll notice Robinhood is already placing trades in my account based on the buying power I connected earlier. When you pick your tier, you can enter card details manually, scan your card, or use Apple Pay. In my case, I choose the yearly plan and pay with Apple Pay, which is tied to my Robinhood credit card. Tap subscribe and you're done. Boom, baby, you're in. Now you're going to land on a screen that shows my actively managed portfolio, your connected balance, your performance over time. You'll also see a big number showing the total amount trading alongside me. In my recording, it's over $11 million synced to this portfolio, so you're not exactly alone here. Actually, I think that's between all portfolios, but the majority is inactively managed. Sometimes there can be a slight delay between AutoPilot and your brokerage. In the recording, I briefly switch over to Robinhood because I noticed a discrepancy in how much looked invested. AutoPilot does not adjust ticker by ticker, like every single tick. It adjusts, I don't know, every 20 seconds or so. So on the Robinhood side, I could see that all the trades had gone through and the money was fully invested. When I flipped back to AutoPilot, the app refreshed and updated the balance and performance to match. So if things look off for a minute, remember, your brokerage is the source of truth. AutoPilot will catch up. When you tap on the portfolio card in AutoPilot, you can dig deeper and see things like pending trades, completed trades, money add or withdrawn from your buying power that you want to be traded alongside me, your current holdings and allocations. This is your control panel for everything tied to my strategy. That said, you don't necessarily have to touch a thing unless you want to add, withdraw, or change approval settings. The trades are going to happen automatically. If you're a Robinhood user, you'll see a pop-up at some point that says you will need to manually approve batch trades. This is a Robinhood requirement. It's not AutoPilot being weird. They're working on making this hands-off in the future, but for now, every time I place a batch of trades, you'll get a notification and you'll go in and approve or decline the batch. If you approve, the trades run automatically and happen immediately. If you decline, your portfolio simply doesn't follow that move and it stays with the previous allocation. If I make another move in the future, it'll do the same thing and you can approve or decline. If you're with a different brokerage, you often have more flexibility. Tap the three dots in the top right of the portfolio page, go to approval settings. There you can toggle whether trades require your approval or run automatically. Obviously, I personally would prefer to run it automatically so I don't have to approve trades. But if you want to see what I did and make sure you're comfortable with it, you can always set it to have you approve it first. That same menu is also where you can add money to the portfolio if you deposit more into your brokerage. AutoPilot will see updated buying power in real time, withdraw money from the portfolio, set up a recurring investment if you want to dollar cost average in. And if you want to add or subtract money from the portfolio, you just see a big plus or minus bottom button at the bottom. You can connect to multiple portfolios if you want, but each one is its own pilot. That's what we're called. And you'll need to subscribe to each individual pilot for automated trading. So for this video, we're focused on my actively managed portfolio, but that's how you expand beyond it. It's just going to cost more if you want to mix and match. So just to recap, AutoPilot lets you mirror my trades automatically inside your own brokerage. You keep full control of your money in your account. You decide how much to allocate. You can review everything before you commit. And once you subscribe, every time I trade, your portfolio follows either automatically or with your approval, depending on your broker settings. For Robinhood users, there's that one extra step to approving trades for batches for now, but you'll get instant notifications and it takes a couple of taps. If it's after hours, trades will just queue for the next market open and go through then. From there, it's basically hands-free investing. The worst thing that happens is a pop-up says, do you want to approve these trades? And you just immediately hit yes, and the trades go through. Or they get queued for the next market open. At this point, you're investing with me, like legitimately with me, side by side in real time. I moved all my money to a portfolio nicknamed AutoPilot and linked it to myself so that when I go into the AutoPilot portal where I can adjust allocations to stocks and choose new stocks, etc., it happens in my portfolio and it happens in your portfolio. So I'm not over here just diddling dials willy nilly trying to make unrealistic gains at your risk. I'm risking money too. So that way I can stay, I don't know, have my a sense of fiduciary responsibility. And if I have high conviction, then I know I have high conviction because there's $11 million behind me and I'm still willing to go ahead and make the trade. You focus on living your life, and I will focus on navigating this insane market. If you want to get set up, the link to the actively managed autopilot portfolio is down in the description. Now you know how to do it. I'll see you inside the portfolio. This is In the Money. Peace out.